Okay, so after looking through everything, it looks really good. Now, this is totally the way my brain is. I'm not saying you have to do this at all. I will do this probably for periods 3 and 6, though. But starting with Monday, I am really linear. And so for me, like just having a clear kind of like guideline in my head about what we're going to do. And this is how I would do it in our classroom as well. I would always have our agenda up on the board and I'd make sure it goes in order of how we do it. And then the kids would actually write this down in their planners that they receive from the school. And then it's kind of like a mental checklist. But anyway, that's obviously not happening right now, but that would be what I would do in our classroom. So for me, tomorrow, I would give them 5 minutes to remind them about if any missing assignments are, look at your Aries, explain to them, open your Aries, look at your Aries, notice what assignments you're missing. Then I would give them time to actually go into Schoology, look and see what do you have that is not submitted, and then submit it. So I would give them 5 minutes to do that. Then I would tell them, we're reading the first half of Reindeer Games, or actually it's a third of the Reindeer Games, and then we're going to practice the race strategy. So we have our checklist, and then I just threw in a chapter preview because, again, for our English learners, our SPED kids, it's helpful often to kind of just have it like an anticipation, like this is what's going to happen, right, in this chapter. And this is all about, him obviously trying out for the basketball team. So then I would go over those points. And then I just changed this slide because we're not going to have them submit it at this point. We're going to have them be practicing. So I would call this your first chance at independent practice. And I wrote here, you will have 5 minutes to answer this question on your own. And then you will have 3 minutes to compare your answer to the example. I'll change that real quick. So then I would tell them, okay, guys, these are the things I saw, and this is what I personally saw going over all their answers from Friday. They're not understanding the differentiation, some of them, between the restating of the question and the answering of the question. And I think you saw that too. So I would just reiterate to them that in the first box, go the keywords from the question, but in a statement form. And together that makes one sentence. So I don't know, we might need to talk as a team about perhaps changing that box to become one. But anyway, and then I made here, so I would give them 5 minutes to work, and then I would give them 5 minutes or so to look at a really good example answer. And then I would ask them, some metacognition. Okay, how does your answer look the same? How does it look different? We don't have to go into it a bunch tomorrow, but I think it's important to give them an idea of what the answer should look like. Okay, so then Tuesday, I know that's not even a lot of time, right? Because tomorrow is a short day. So then Tuesday would be, and again, this is my linear brain. I would explain to them, hey, and also, I know you guys have been submitting stuff, but you need to let us know what you've submitted because we're in a crunch. We need to get grades in. So please remember, here's the way where the late work teacher alert form is. Here is what you need to fill out if you submitted something. Because that's the other issue too, is the essence of time for us. We don't want to be scrambling around at the end. We need to remember we have a systematic way, students, to make sure that you get the work turned in on time. And that we can have time to grade it. So then I would tell them, okay, we're going to read the second half of Reindeer Games. And then I would say, remember, we were setting a goal for our reading. Maybe your goal today is really focusing in on how does Junior change in this chapter? Or what's another way? I think you said something about identity as the last question, but maybe just how he changes or how he's beginning to evolve might help them to start stepping toward the idea of identity. And then I think it might be helpful for them to understand what an underdog is, right? Like this is a kid who has everything going against him. And us, for the reader, we're kind of like rooting for him, right, to prevail. So I would do a little quick chapter preview. We'd read, and then they have a second independent practice, which would be the next question, right? And then this is where I don't know, as a team, I don't know how far we're going to get at this point. We could give them a sample answer, which I will make in a second here, so that they can see what a proficient example answer would be. And then I don't know if for Thursday, Friday, we want to do the 3 separate Google Meets breakout rooms. I think it's something we really need to think about and consider so that they can answer this last question on their own, because it is a hard question. And I think it's pretty complex for them. So even if they have the strategy down, the formulaic strategy, are they going to be able to actually synthesize it all together? So maybe brainstorming in a small group is going to help them. So that's just kind of where I'm at right now. And I do appreciate you getting all this work done. And I'm sorry that it took me until now to be able to sit down and look at it. But let me know what you think, and I will be around.